Good morning. It's 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, May 23rd. And there's been a lot of stuff going on outside the house, so I thought I'd give a quick update. Inside the house, the news is I hired someone to come do some drywall in the upstairs north room, around the corner there, and the hallway upstairs. But otherwise, not a whole lot's changed since the last video. Spring is springing here. The most exciting thing is my buddy Felix and I built this woodshed a couple weeks ago, and I'm really happy with it. He did the design and ordered all the lumber and did a perfect job. We didn't have a lot of leftover materials, and we never had to make a single emergency run to get more materials. So really happy with that. He had the idea to build this lumber rack, so all this lumber was sitting on my porch, or a lot of it. Now it's tucked away, so that's really nice, and starting to fill the woodshed. I moved this pile of wood this morning from over there. We're gonna get like 3/4 of an inch of rain today, so wanted to get that done while the ground's dry. I bought this pickup truck a couple months ago. I'm really happy with that. Southern Pennsylvania. Just passed it on the side of the road, and it was only $4,500. It has 220,000 miles on it, but it was from a big contractor, and it's not that rusty because it's from Southern Pennsylvania. So yeah, I'm really psyched about that, and that's made this whole project a lot easier, and just getting materials for the house, and I'm using it a lot on the farm too, so that's great. I did a bunch of clearing. This was all like really overgrown up until I'd cleared the area for the woodshed kind of last fall, but all of this was totally overgrown, so cleared all of that. I just I seeded this buckwheat a few weeks ago, and I just threw some more seed down. I have access to a bunch of free buckwheat seed right now. So yeah, Felix helped me too. We had a really long day clearing all of this with the skid steer, and then I did some more over there on proximate days alone. But that was really helpful to have somebody with a chainsaw. He was with the chainsaw. I had the skid steer going, and we're just pulling stuff. And there was all these metal fences kind of tangled up in everything, and T-posts, so he could wrap a chain around the posts. I'd pull it up with the skid steer. He could run it over, dump it in a pile. Oh, the other cool feature of the woodshed is a little sleeping nook on this side. I slept out there one night this week when it was really hot, and I think I'll sleep out there a lot more during the summer. So, and Felix slept there a few times. That was a sweet idea. I uncovered this cute little apple tree back here on this little knoll. Oh, and I planted a couple, let's see, there's a couple peach trees by the house. Actually, my housemate planted them. I picked them up. Let's see, and these are cherries, 2 cherries here. And then there's 3 pears over on that side. And I threw in a couple chestnuts, but I planted them really late, so I don't know. I might have killed them when they were sitting in the bag in my yard. Yeah, so down here, you can see I pulled up, cleared a lot more. It's mostly like honeysuckle and buckthorn. This here was an old foundation for a little barn or shed. There's concrete under here. My goal, I should get another load of gravel, put it down here, and then I want to like lay some nice flat stones and make a little patio out here. Oh yeah, and then there was a big spruce tree here that we took down. Also great to have Felix's help. He climbed the tree, put a rope up in it, and then ran it to a block over on that pine tree and pulled with his minivan, and I cut it, and we felled it that direction, and it worked really slick. I'll try to throw in a video of that. I need to burn this brush. The burn ban's finally over, so I can burn this. Honestly, it's a possibility I'll do it today or tomorrow. And because I have these 3 other giant piles of brush that I might end up relocating to there. This one I can probably burn here. Yeah, I might just burn them where they are. But yeah, I cleared all of this. It's really fun with the skid steer, just ripping stuff out. And I'm trying to leave all these hawthorns, which are really beautiful. This morning I cut down, I think that was actually a maple. I cut part of it down and then it started to rain. I didn't want to, I've compacted the soil a lot here, so I don't want to do too much more. Gotta wait for it to dry out again. Yeah, cleared back here. I planted another little chestnut back there. I don't know that it'll survive. I just seeded some buckwheat back in here this morning. And then right over here, this is the property line. And this is an old road called Slack Road. And it was kind of completely overgrown. I've busted through it a little bit. There's obviously a lot more to do. And I was trying to do it when it was pretty wet, so I made some ruts. But yeah, this is the center of this road, is the property line between my place and my neighbors. And I wanted to clear it mostly so that I can get back in here and cut down. There's a lot of dead ash trees. So I can cut these and get that for firewood. But I also wanted to be able to use this road to just get back further on the property, and it's all really dense in there. So just be able to kind of work my way in from this side. And also my hope is to get my neighbor's sheep over here this summer at least once, probably in August. I'd love to do it now, but I just don't think I have the capacity to manage them. Here's a giant, like, old growth buckthorn. It's pretty crazy. I think this is the biggest one I've ever seen. There are 3 really big ones here. It's really energy dense. It's pretty good firewood, and it's an invasive, so I'm cutting that out. But anyway, I can use, back to the sheep, I can use this road here to run fence for the sheep, and then I'd need to kind of like cut some pathways back there to be able to get them into this zone, but this will be really handy. I was gonna clear the entire road, but there's, I think, let's see, no, we're not into them. Those look like aspens. But further back here, I think there's some, I think these are young ashes here that are actually alive. And the ashes are under attack by the emerald ash borer. So the fact that these guys are still alive makes me pretty hesitant to cut them down. So I think I'll just try to cut the honeysuckle and stuff around them, and I won't be able to drive a vehicle past here, but I'll be able to run the sheep fence along here pretty easily, which will be really handy. So yeah, you can just see it's thick in there. Another thing I'm hoping to do probably tomorrow, you see some tracks of the deer definitely using this road. I want to just get back here on the property a little bit, a couple times during the spring and summer, and I got some marking tape. I want to mark off, there's apple trees and various things that I want to be sure to mark, trees that I want to leave that I might be confused about in the winter, because it's often hard to tell, like, is this ash tree alive when it doesn't have any leaves on it? So I want to do some marking of stuff so that in the winter when I have more time I can spend a lot of it back here cutting firewood. And yeah, so getting the sheep in here will be great, because these little honeysuckles, they like the leaves, they like the berries, so you can kind of fence them in a spot, and they can't get all the way up high on a bush like this. They can get these ones easily, But once they kind of graze as high as they can, you can just come through and cut those with loppers, knock them down, and they'll eat them. So that's the back line of my property there. So I'm on the northwest corner of the property right here. Yeah, so for example, this would be a good one to mark. I think, not sure, this might be a pear tree. I'm pretty bad at my identification, but I find it really, I think it'll be really satisfying to, you know, prune a lot of the dead branches on these. There's a grapevine, and there's a fair number of, I think that's a hickory there. There's a fair number of apple trees and pear trees back in there. All right, this is a long enough video, so thanks for watching. Bye.